Live from the capital, Gaborone, this is BTV News at 9 o'clock. I am Hukuntsi Mapane. Let's take a look at the headlines. Metropolitan power plant not living up to expectation. Botswana owes South Africa's Eskom 2.6 billion pula in power areas. And in sport, Lefika Athletics Club hosts international relays to help improve competition in the region. Liza Osegeng joins us a little bit later on with sport. Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. Good evening. President Advocate Duma Bongoko says the 15 billion pula Metropolitan power station built around 2010 with the expectation to produce 600 megawatts has totally collapsed, failing to produce energy. Addressing residents of Letlhakeng this morning, the president shared that the plant is unable to produce electricity despite several attempts from 2019 to rebuild it. He added that the long-term solution is to build a new power plant, which at the bare minimum will take 18 months to complete.
Zero. Madi a tshetswe motlakase o tshwanetse o het ka gore ke one o re tshegeditse diphutlhame go na le ngwaga di le 6 go sala go lemogile gore madirelo a ga agega sentle ga se one ga ka ke a kgona go hetla motlakase ga bo go tira baakanya dingwaga jaanong di gorogile mo go 6 go ntse go a baakangwa le ha re leng teng go tshwere gape go a baakangwa go raya gore ga go hetlwe motlakase jaaka go tshwanetse ha re dira replacement raga e ntšha power station go a gore tsa go to re dirile ka bonako 18 months gore ha Metropolitan B e ntse jaaka e ntse re na le mathata a motlakase mme kana one motlakase o ke ona ngo kgarametsang one metsi gore a namele lehatshe gore ra ona le mathata le ko metsing gape la bona dikgwetlo tse ba garo ha gongwe ha re sa ditse le rona re sa di le bolelele le tsa gore ke rona mathata kante mathata ha le re lwa le one a re gateletse rotlhe.
Meanwhile, Minerals and Energy Minister Ms. Bugolokeng Wendo says Botswana owes neighboring South Africa 2.6 billion pula in electricity arrears. The minister was addressing Parliament over the power challenges the country faces currently. Botswana Power Corporation recently announced a load management schedule citing power supply issues.
As I have noted earlier, we've had significant challenges with the performance of Metropolitan B. And because of this, we've had to significantly import and rely on imports from South Africa. And the cost has increased quite significantly, first by 166% to 2 pula 26 thebe, and as of last week to 5 pula 55. And this has really caused a serious financial strain on BPC. This scenario will continue to prevail until the completion of Metropolitan B defects remediation project. And we have, though, engaged South Africa, the Ministry of Electricity, to renegotiate the agreement on power supply. And I'll touch on this a little bit later. Where we stand, the situation has been exacerbated by the non-cost reflective tariffs which have not been adjusted in the last 3 years. It should be noted that BPC's tariffs are currently 1 pula 27 thebe per kilowatt hour and are significantly low compared to neighboring countries such as South Africa and Namibia, whose tariffs are currently at 2 pula 78 thebe per kilowatt hour and 2 pula 6 thebe per kilowatt hour, respectively. Between the financial year of 2020-2021, 2024-2025, tariff adjustments were only granted twice, meaning that there was no revenue growth.
Meanwhile, President Advocate Duma Boko says government is in arrears amounting to 7 billion pula, adding that the debt is owed to suppliers across all sectors and that this calls for an intricate balancing act among national competing priorities. He was responding to residents of Letlhakeng in a Khotla meeting. Residents had raised concerns about payment for services rendered to government. Ungutlule Tamagay reports.
This was the president's first Khotla meeting addressed since he took over as president in November last year after a meet and greet session he held at his home village of Mahalape.
Ditshwanelo tsa setho ga se favor e o e direlwang ke nna ga se ditswe mo go nna ga se tsame ebile ga se tsa ga goromente re tshwanetse re nne le kutlwisiso e betso ka gore re ka ruiwa ebile re ka ruega ebile re ka gatelelwa ha re ka dumela gore ditshwanelo tse ke go tlhomogelwa pelo ke puso kana ke tautona kana ke mongwe hela ga go nna jalo
morahe o ke wa bakgalagadi ke ba shaga le ba bolongwe mme ba na le sethabi molao motheo wa puso ya gago ya gompieno la o ithela o sa ba lemoge.
President Boko found residents of Letlhakeng village waiting to share their grievances with him.
Batho ba rona ba tabwa, there is a high mortality rate here because a gona ditamelo. Mo tleliniki ya rona gona ditamelo batho ba modimo ba sokola ba kgona go thola motsega rote go sena dipidisi a mo ba consulta ba go consulta a o leta a gona meleo
ke be ke tsenya claim ya ka gore ke duelwe madi a me a ke berekileng ha ke bota ko officing ya NDB ke bolelwa gore system e ntudile ke kopa commission of inquiry mo bogosing ya Letlhakeng
ke le kilelane le utwa go te gaps system e rile no go sena one madi kana ko e ine le tsela ya go hitha gore madi ga ayo go bo go te system e gaps ke e rile e gana go ntsha madi e down kgwedi e wela e latela kgaolo ya lona yone ya batho ba palo e ke e buile ba re na le di clinic di le 8 le di health post di le 15 ke kgwetlho go ne go ra gore botsogo ja batho ba kgaolo ye ke ja maemo le boleng jo bo kotlase.
He went on to share that government has a backlog of 7 billion pula owed to service providers to government in all sectors, which is likely to affect delivery of services in the long run.
Re ne ra ikaega ka sebaka se se leele ka ditaemane bontsi ja letseno la lehatshe mo dingwageng tsotlhe le tswa mo ditaemaneng go itlhella ha re leng teng mme tsone ditaemane di tsena mo ngwageng jaanong wa boraro di sa rekwe di sa dire sentle go na le theko le thekiso e tla diragalang mo bogareng ja kgwedi yone e tang e simologang ka moso wa April thekiso ya ditaemane e tla bo e diragadiwa ke gone mo go tla re hang gore di dira jang ha di ka ska tsa rekwa bothata jo bo a go tswelela.
This week, President Boko will address a series of Khotla meetings in villages of Takatokwan and Kanye and also in the town of Jwaneng. Unkutle Tamage, BTV News.
Government will consider the use of technology to monitor accused persons on bail as one of the strategies to address complaints over individuals who continue to commit crimes while on bail. President Advocate Boko said this when addressing a Khotla meeting this afternoon in Takatokwani, stressing that this, however, would be done without violating their rights. Monica Sutwaila.
mongwe o ne a tla ka mogopolo a re bone ba ba hiwang beili gore re kgone gore re ba sale morago le ha ba ihile go na le lesekanyana le lengwe le motho a kgona go le tsenngwa mo lenyenyane mo enkeleng le mapodisi ba ka kgonang go nna ba bona gore o ko kae ha ba go beetse gore o sekwa kwa tswa ka motse wa Takatokwane hela ha o ka re wa tlola le tabo le romela signal ko mapodising le bo le tlhalosa gore o ha kae exact nako tsotlhe ba na le exact location gore o ko kae o ko ntle mme ba go monitor boranyane bo ka re thusa gongwe ratisa o pe yo belaelwang gore a amogele gore ha re mo ha beili a ba tsengwa leseka le tele kgone gore bolelela itsere ha ka re o hapogela gore re le o se kwa go merakeng ya gore ha leseka le re o bona la ya ko jaanong mapodisi bo ba go tsago o tudile melawana ya gago ho jaanong re go busetsa go kgolegelo a ke re ko wena o ikopetse o no beilwe go ntle go na le dithulaganyo tse re ka di lekang tsa go baakanya diemo tse gone go himela ditshwanelo mme re bo re thomamisa gore ga ba dire melato gape ba ntse ba le mo beili.
The Vice President, Ms. Tandaba Gaolatli, has informed Parliament that government has borrowed 3 billion pula from BPOPF to finance their development budget. The Vice President said this was due to a deficit in the government's budget.
The Ministry of Finance has been compelled to explore alternative financing options to urgently bridge this gap and ensure continued delivery of essential public services. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Finance approached Botswana Public Officers Pension Fund for a possible loan facility to support financing of the government budget. Following constructive negotiations, BPOF agreed to extend a loan to government under the following terms and conditions. The loan amount 3 billion pula. The loan tenure 7-year maturity, inclusive of a 2-year grace period, which will provide reprieve on debt service obligations as government builds towards improving its liquidity position.
You're watching BTV News at 9. Schools facilitated by churches contribute positively to the development of children and molding them to become responsible adults. This was said by a Member of Parliament for Francistown East, Mr. Tirayone Nzima, when gracing an appreciation event of the IGCSE results at Eastgate Academy in Francistown on Friday. Kidibonye Lekalake with more.
In this era, where society is exposed to different competing needs leading to the erosion of certain values of the society, which leads to some social ills, Minister Nzima stated that it is crucial that schools promote the Christian education and positive acts of service as a way of shaping children's future. This he shared with the Eastern Gate Academy.
I wish to recognize with gratitude the Seventh-day Adventist Church for establishing a school of this nature. This is not only a notable contribution to the development of national human capital of this country, but a God-directed effort to spread the word of God, not only to Francistown community, but also to the rest of Botswana, considering the breadth of the school's catchment area. It is pleasing to note that the school is doing its best to produce individuals who will avoid immoral behaviors.
The IGCSE results for 2024 is 97.8% pass as compared to the 94.6% obtained in 2023. This school has been doing exceptionally well since it was opened back in 2006.
One of the awards that we are proud of is to be the top in the world in agriculture. The whole world. Top in the country for religious studies for over 2 years getting that title. Top in the country for Setswana. Top in the country for double sciences, over 3 years just getting that title over and over again.
Teachers and non-teaching staff were applauded for their commitment in the education of the children. Gidibonye Lekalake, BTV News, Francistown.
The chairperson of the Finance Committee at the Hukuntsi District Council, Ms. Dalina Jame Motlane, has tabled a 185 million pula annual budget to be used to fund developmental projects in the district. While the recurrent budget is dominated by general operations, including staff emoluments, the development budget focuses more on completion of ongoing developments such as refurbishment of primary schools, customary courts, and internal roads. Baines Busiho.
Hukuntsi Council's development budget will focus on the completion of ongoing developments in all villages and settlements. Major ongoing developments include the refurbishment of primary schools, customary courts, construction of internal roads, taking the lion's share of the 68 million pula development budget.
Under the development budget for 2020-26 financial year, the district is requesting 206,654 to cater for Ipelecheng community constituency program expansion, maintenance of customary courts, maintenance of primary school, backlog eradication, and social community development programs.
While most councillors agreed to the budget, many decried malpractices such as corruption and waste and called for prudence in financial management. We need to curb corruption in the way we do in finances in the council, perhaps to emulate the central government.
Corruption is mo council central government.
We rely on a limited budget as the council, hence we plead with everyone in the organization to reject corrupt activities. Let us move swiftly to address backlog of school refurbishment, including Musiwa Primary School, which has long been delayed. With the recurrent budget at 117 million pula and the relocation of clinics to the Ministry of Local Government and Traditional Affairs, hence a tight budget, the council supported the views of Mr. Motlane to find ways to grow the council's source of income, which currently is at 5% of the total budget. Baines Busiho, BTV News, Hukuntsi.
In regional news, Sudanese Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan has declared the end of the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF, denying reconciliation and offering amnesty to those who surrender. The army has claimed victory in Khartoum, controlling most of the capital, including Sark, Libya. The conflict has escalated ethnic violence, created a humanitarian crisis, and led to widespread famine, displacing millions of Sudanese and causing death tolls. The violence has also worsened stability in neighboring countries like Libya, Chad, and South Sudan. Liza Sekeng is standing by to give you the latest in sport.
Thank you so much, Khomozo. Good evening. I am Liza Sekeng with your World of Sport. In our leading story, in their efforts to improve relay competitions in Africa, Lefika Athletics Club held international relays competition at Obed Itani Chilume Stadium in Francistown over the weekend. Karabo Sibili has more.
The chairman of Lifika Athletics Club, Tarimo Getsi, highlighted that the competition will promote bilateral relations amongst African countries. He says it will also help the athletes to improve their performance as they prepare for the upcoming major games.
Eastern Africa, Southern Africa. So the idea is
we want to promote the growth of athletics in Africa and have competitive athletes in international tournaments. This tournament will also help athletes to improve their skills and time.
So to make sure that the teamwork prevail amongst our clubs, amongst our region.
Ba mari ke gore re batla di relay tsa rona le tsone di ka qualify gompieno re itse gore ke ya 4x4 hela e leng gore e qualify ke 4x4 le mixed relay ya banna ya 4.
We want all our 4 relay teams to qualify. So far 2 have qualified. Therefore we are working on securing a spot for the men's and women's 4x1 to qualify, as 32 teams are needed and currently 31 are occupied. Our intention is to have a bigger squad for the China World Relays.
Ba kharameletsa ga thata to over 40 gore at least le bone gongwe ba ka qualify. Maikelo ne ile gore e re ya go China go jong e be re tsamaya ka di relay di le mmalwa.
The local tournament had few track and field events. In the 4x1 race, Botswana senior women finished first in 45.30 seconds, while Lifika Athletics Club finished second in 50 seconds. Meanwhile, in the men's category, Botswana finished first in a time of 40.47 seconds and Zimbabwe finished second in 40.50 seconds.
Tata ke libile di emo tseneng re le mo go tsone re le sone setlhopha jana ke tsa ke re dirile sentle hela thata le ha nako e re e se yone re eneng re solohetse kana.
Looking at the challenges we had as a team, I would say we did well, even though we did not meet the required time, but with thorough preparation together, we can qualify for 4x1. In 4x8 senior men race, Eswatini emerged victorious in a time of 7 minutes 58 seconds, while in the women category, Eswatini again finished at the top in 10 minutes 31 seconds.
It was a good race, whereby we managed to win gold for the country. And although the weather was hot, but we tried our best.
Botswana Athletics Association will continue to collaborate with local athletics club to improve athletes' performance, as well as preparing to host the 2026 World Relays and qualify for the upcoming World Athletics Relays to be held in China in May. Karabo Sibili, BTV Sport, Francistown.
Now, Kiletshabile Monateko and woman candidate Master Atlang Mosweu finished at the top of the log standings in the first stage of the 2025 Metropolitan Chess Championship organized by Botswana Chess Federation. The duo has secured a spot in the next stage of the championship. The two-day tournament was held at Livingston Kolobeng College in Gaborone. Tsegofatso Malepa.
The tournament featured 66 women and 137 men who played across 8 rounds, accumulating points by winning in each round. Manna Teko and women candidate Master Mosweu, with only 2 players who accumulated more points to qualify for the next stage, along other 22 men and 16 women. Both players entered the competition as top seeds.
I'm just happy with my performance because my coach helped me a lot. We started since 2 years back. And he's a young coach, but he's making sure that I improve a lot on my tournament. Due to my result, I haven't been training a lot, so it was a little bit difficult because of the internet and all stuff. But I managed to see what I can do so that I can prepare for this tournament. But mostly what helped me is my experience. Experience helped a lot.
Ever since last year, it's Olympiad.
I have been working hard to improve my game ever since coming from the Olympiad. I had 2 challenging games that I played, but I won them and drew 2, which were also difficult.
And you can draw the big but
After receiving financial support amounting to 260,000 pula from Metropolitan, Botswana, which was the final installment of a 20-year partnership, the Federation's senior official Thompson Modisani has expressed satisfaction with the tournament's progress.
Almost 200 to 190.
The tournament was more successful than we anticipated, recording the highest participants of 190. In the first leg, 23 men and 17 women qualified to the second round to play the national defending champions. The winner under the men's category will walk away with 11,000 pula, while in the women's category, the champion would pocket 9,000 pula.
Number one, we have 11,000. Number one, we have 9,000.
The second stage of the competition will take place from the 18th to the 20th of April, followed by the third leg from May 8th to May 11th. Tsagofatso Malepa, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
And now finishing off with football news. Police 11 ladies moved to 6th position on the log standings after edging out UB Kicks by 2-1 in Week 8 encounter of the Gaborone Region Women's Football Division 1 League played at Likidi Football Center. The winning goals came through Lungile Moeng and Setso Moshe. Kagiso Malelekwa has the report for us.
Police ladies started the game on a higher tempo, showing their intention to collect maximum points to improve their standings. 37 minutes into the game, Lungile Moeng gave Police ladies side a lead after a well-built move. The game went to recess with Police leading 1-0. In the second half, UB Kicks came back rejuvenated. 2 minutes into the second half, Susan Balungani leveled the matters for UB Kicks from a well-taken corner kick, which Police goalkeeper Bridget Lebalelo failed to save. 25 minutes after Moeng's goal, Setso Moshe found the back of the net, extending Police lead after a defensive blunder and a goalkeeping error by UB Kicks. Moshe's goal ensured Police rated their second win of the season to take them to position 6 of the log standings with 6 points, while UB Kicks on the other hand dropped to the 7th spot with 4 points.
It wasn't an easy game, but really plan our game. They are going to come, but we are open game. Then we had planned our Samka on the pockets outside, but we are happy for the results today. It's our first win. We are celebrating. At the beginning of the season, but now remember that we are new to the league, so we are looking forward to win 2 games, then survive.
We were not good enough. We tried our best, but our best was not good enough to give us a positive result we were looking for. I think we made errors that led us to concede both goals. I think just to improve on our errors and then see how we finish the season.
In another Gaborone City Football Station Division 1 encounter played on Sunday, Township Rollers ladies and Security Systems ladies played to a 2-2 draw. Kagiso Molelekwa, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Well, that is it for sport this evening. Khomuso Mapani is standing by to give us a reminder of our top stories.
Murupule B power plant not living up to expectation. Botswana owes South Africa's Eskom 2.6 billion pula in arrears.
And Lefika Athletics Club hosts international relays to help improve competition in the region.
Liza Seke bringing us to the end of our news bulletin this Monday evening. Taposa was in sign language. BTV News Ikanya Rona #BW Mindset Change. Up next is the weather update.